What's going on, everybody? And shout out to all the hip hop heads tuning in. You here with your boy Generation. This is the Diggin In The Crates, Hooker and the Mac Show.
And you're here with your girl Bria. And today things are going to be a little bit different. Me and Jen are taking over the spot of Mr. Hooker. But we have the very honor and pleasure of introducing Mattie B. She came all the way down, and we're just going to get a little bit more information of her journey. She's a singer and songwriter. She's just going to tell us a little bit more about, you know, what she does and what she's done.
Okay, so to kick it off, we want to ask, well, first I want to say that we did watch your YouTubes, and you said that you were a songwriter first,
That's right.
and then a singer. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you got into songwriting and then played it into singing, or did you start as singing, or was it both of them?
Gotcha. Songwriting. So, I like to say I'm a wordsmith, but as a kid, I really liked reading, like a lot. I was addicted to like reading books and stuff, nonfiction.
Okay.
But I got really good at telling stories and stuff. So that's really where the foundation of my writing came from. So it was like legit songwriting, and then loving music and all that stuff. It just evolved into songwriting.
Okay. I have a question. So as a songwriter, do you think that being able to sing, or like your singing experience, has helped you with songwriting? Because, you know, some people can write songs but they can't sing, but do you think that it kind of like helps you a little bit more when it comes to songwriting and telling like artists the things they need to hit on certain, you know, parts and stuff like that?
Facts, absolutely. That's major. That's major, and it allows me like to have more control. Like, you know what I'm saying, like with demos and stuff.
Right.
And exactly being able to deliver and literally demonstrate it better, so they can kind of see themselves and get the vision better, make it clear.
Okay.
Sure.
Can you go a little into detail about your rehearsal concepts to your YouTube videos? I seen we seen that you were like coaching.
Oh, y'all was watching.
Yeah, we
were watching.
So we wanted to just give you a chance to explain a little bit more behind the concept or like the rehearsals that
series.
You
Okay, perfect. Directly ties into the songwriting thing. So as a songwriter, my computer is mainly filled with demos. A lot of stuff that people will never hear because I didn't write them with the intentions for me to put them out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then it takes time. You know, I got records on people that I don't know when they're gonna release them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the demo thing and the rehearsals thing allowed me to take and package with visuals some of the records that are just sitting on my hard drive.
Okay.
So I get permission from the producers. Like, hey, I kind of want to use this for the series. Chevy and I have been traveling, ripping up the streets. Chevy, my business partner of musician Taylor's, ripping up the states and just getting content. And that's a way for us to show like some of my body of work that's kind of been hidden on my computer. So the in-between time, just keep hitting them with visuals, so people know that I'm always writing records, but I'm not dropping nowhere near as fast as I'm writing.
So putting out as it's coming in.
Yeah.
When it comes to like, so you have an artist and you're writing a song for them, do you just send them over the lyrics, or do you have a demo of you, you know, doing the song, and then you kind of send that over? How does that work?
Both. So I'll send the demonstration of me singing the song, and then I'll send the lyrics with it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's tough. I love the rehearsal thing.
Yeah.
Like that.
Thank you. Yeah, that was alley-oop from Chevy. He was like, okay, we should do this, and I was like, should let go.
Right.
That's something I rock with. Hit the ground running.
You're originally from Winston, correct?
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about that. How was it growing up in Winston? How do you feel like your city reflects in your music, or how do you feel like your city inspired you to get into music?
Gotcha. I've been hearing those stories, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I love my city, but I don't know if it was a direct inspiration from the city. Like, when people give those answers, I be like, when I get asked that, my answer's not quite like that. But it's my hometown, but it's like my family and my community.
Right.
So growing up in Winston, it just happened to be the city that I was born in, which I rep to the fullest. But I was an athlete, played ball, ran track, big family, I've been with them. Chevy's gotten to experience it with my sisters, my cousins, all that stuff. So it's a big family unit and community. So, yeah, that support system and all that stuff is molded me.
So now, where are you? Still in Winston?
No, I'm down in Georgia, in Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay, so how has Atlanta, you know, Atlanta is like the hub of music. Yeah, like, you know, how does that kind of impact you now differently from Winston?
it's always something. So the access is completely different. Much faster speed, and then a smorgasbord of just different people. Like they like to call it transplants. Like, so a lot of people that are doing things in Atlanta, a lot of them ain't from Atlanta.
Okay.
They transplant. So it's really cool to get so many different crossovers of cultures, exactly, from all over the states. So that's what's so dope about Atlanta.
It's kind of like what we come here to experience. Like, it's like at a HBCU, it's so many people from so many different places that it's a mix, but it's kind of
still culture.
Different. And what makes Atlanta different and stand out is that it's a city that you can get that much, you know, experience that many cultures from other different cities within one city.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep, that's exactly true. What was I gonna say? So, like, being in Atlanta, being in music, what are like some challenges that you probably faced that you were in Winston? Winston is kind of like, it's a city, but it's a smaller city. And so is it kind of like a challenge? Like, is it exciting? Is it kind of overwhelming? How has that been for you?
Nah, it's been great for me. But before I moved to Atlanta, I was always in and out. So I was already doing like songwriting sessions and all of that stuff. Till it got to the point where I was like, okay, I need to be
fit in,
living
here.
Yeah.
You need to be somewhere where it fits you.
Yeah, exactly. And that I could really feed and build this thing faster. But nah, it was easy. Yeah, it was easy. I got family down there. Yeah, I got family down there. I got my college friends. It just worked out to where a lot of them are down there. So
have you dragged some people from Winston to Atlanta?
Well, me and my sister, Crystal, I planned like a year out. I told my coaches and stuff. I coached at my old high school. I let them know. I coached track and basketball when I came back home. At Mount Tabor. But I let them know like a year in advance, even the school that I was working at. But my sister's life shifted quickly, and she had an opportunity. So she knew, what was it, like maybe a month before, and we ended up moving the same week.
Oh, wow.
So I was really like at home.
Right.
It's my big sister, so I was like, okay, well, I'm staying where you at.
Protection.
Right, exactly. So it was, God be working it out, man.
Okay, so speaking of Atlanta, we like to do a 411 here on Diggin In The Crates, and today our 411 is on Friday, November 11th, 2022. Friends, family, and loved ones gather at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia to remember the legacy of Takeoff from American hip-hop group Migos. Now, I want to say first, rest in peace to Takeoff, but how do you feel the messages and the messages that we promote in our music affects the state of society?
Directly. It's a direct effect.
Indirectly.
It's a direct effect. We all know we go to music for certain emotions.
Right.
Like, we intentionally choose our music to evoke certain vibes from us or to support the vibes. So we know that it affects us, right, as individuals. So there's no way around it. I won't say right or wrong, but it directly affects us all, and we have to be accountable to that, and myself included. And that's, I like all kinds of music. Don't get me wrong. Now I put out love music and then some stuff that people could like condemn, like sexual or whatever. But I understand that, like, I have to be accountable of those vibrations that I put out there.
So what would you say is the type of music that you try to promote? Like, what goes through your head when you're writing music? What type of messages do you try to make sure that you promote other than, the opposing messages? Yeah. Well,
but they have, with that though, it's two sides of the coin always.
Right.
Things do have to come out authentic. You know what I'm saying? So even whether people agree or disagree, everything exists. So there is like sharing those stories. They have to be shared in certain ways. We can debate how they should be shared, but they're authentic stories and scenarios. So there's nothing wrong with that part.
Right.
And we can't dictate to people.
Some people choose to share them differently. Exactly.
Yeah, we can't dictate to people, but we do have to understand there's an effect. But as far as my music, Mattie B, the artist, like when I get up on stage and I sing, love, R&B, R&B, and then definitely I like to mix in some healing and things like that. But as a songwriter, I'm across the board. Like
Right.
I'm
Whatever you
R&B,
feeling,
pop,
yeah.
rap. Just telling stories.
Right.
Yeah.
We got that from your vibe. That's the vibe we got from your music. Just like feel good, feel good type of music. Y'all was at the barbecue, just kicking it with Bun B. Can you tell us a little bit how you got connected with Bun B? Or UGK?
Right. I know, it's crazy.
I'm from Texas. I love UGK. I was like, not Bun B.
Yeah, it was lit. So, okay, long story short, I used to work with an artist or producer, Twana God.
Mm-hmm.
He introduced me to Corey Moe.
Okay.
So we will be who's from Texas, always working out of his studio, just regular days, like knocking out demos, hooks and stuff. And Twan and I had co-wrote that hook. And then, time passed, month passed, and Corey Moe was like, guess what? And I come upstairs to the A room, and he plays it with freaking a verse from Bun B. Now, this was years ago. I was like, yo, and I couldn't, record it. I couldn't, niggas just had to believe me at that point. I couldn't play it for him. So years went by, and it was like, yo, I promise. This is for real. Mo said they're going to drop the record at some point. It's been some years, but I promise. But just my friends and family, my close friends and family. And then I ran into Mo again. We, everybody goes off building their things. And we end up in the studio. He plays me the record with 2 Bun verses and Devin the Dude. So I'm like, yo.
So they made it this is a song with Bun. It's not just a verse.
It was crazy. So that's how that came into fruition, man. Just being where I'm supposed to be at the right time and showing up. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it be.
And delivering.
With the industry, it's who you know, right time, right place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's a blessing for sure, man. And then being in the video.
Getting in the video. I see you feeling good. I was lit. My sisters, my family, my team, they made that happen. We knew maybe a day before, and Mo was like, if you can get here, it'd be great. And they was like, you can't miss this moment. And I was like, okay.
So, do you have a journal or something that you be writing on your stuff? Is it just on the phone, just as you go? Is it a continuous process?
Honey, it's different places all over the place.
Is it you listen to the beat and then you can pick the lyrics and do the lyrics come and then you kind of fit it with the music? How does that look for you?
Both ways. But most of the time, now in this moment, that I've been blessed to build so many relationships with producers, I just pull up my computer and just run through beat packs. So now that's mostly how to start. I'll just, whatever catches me in the moment, and then I'll hear the melody. And
have you ever done MCing? Does that help? Have you done that? No?
What you mean? Rhyming?
Or speaking over it, whenever you listen to music, do you kind of just speak over the beat just to get a feel of you know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, that's kind of, yeah. So I guess in a way, getting, I'll play it and just kind of just freestyle and find the melodies and then go back and see which ones I want to keep and then plug in the words like a little puzzle.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, that is though.
Okay, so we got a couple scenarios for you that we just want to get your opinion
on.
Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. So the first one you have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to showcase a piece of your art to one of your biggest idols. Which song do you choose to show them and why? You got one song from your whole catalog to show your biggest idol.
My biggest idol. Okay, so then I gotta go what's close to my heart. I have to play All Good.
All Good?
They have to be All Good. Yeah, just so they'll know. I could go the obvious for some people and maybe say Feel Good, but that's not my record, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm blessed to be a part of it, but for them to know me and they're my idol.
And showcase your ability.
Yeah, it'll be All Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good answer. Okay. So number 2, you were offered a $5 million contract from a major record label, but you also had an option to stay independent with the ownership of your masters. Which route do you take and why?
Masters. Well, we can get into how long they gonna own it with the $5 million, but no,
what come with the $5 million?
Right. Do I get my masters back at a certain amount of time?
Right.
No, but yeah, on the surface, owning my masters, but just because I understand, I've put in so much time over a decade now. I'm okay with the slow cooking now.
Right.
10 years ago, I was like, man, I ain't trying to wait.
Right.
Or I don't accept the reality that it's gonna take time.
Right.
But in this space, being older and understanding, I'm good with the slow cooking. Because I know what I'm headed towards.
Right.
I know what my future's gonna look like. And, you know, it's the framing of it. So
yeah, you gotta stay down till you come up.
Yeah.
Right. Last question before we want to wrap this up.
Okay.
We want to ask you.
I'm liking these.
We want to ask you: do you believe that your music will have longevity, and why and why not?
I do. And yesterday was such a special moment. So, we're in the midst of the Mattie B music homecoming tour, first year.
Okay.
And then that's what we made.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we made our way from Columbia. We stopped in South Carolina, performed, made our way up, been getting content, and then I had a performance yesterday in my hometown. My first official one downtown Winston-Salem.
How was
Out
that?
of Bailey Park.
Full circle.
It was amazing.
Getting back at home.
Yeah, family and friends. So just seeing, like, you get calls and I hear conversations about how music has touched people, but like seeing my family respond while I'm up there, my family and friends, and then that, my music, I definitely believe it's already etched in time.
I feel like when it's authentic and when it's really coming from you, people can feel that. And when you make those,
no matter the time.
Yeah, if sometimes people like to make a larger impact with the amount of people they impact, but if you could really impact like 2 or 1
like
or
deeply,
just a little bit deeply, that's really the foundation, and that's really what keep you having longevity.
And they gonna tell people, and then it's gonna grow.
Exactly.
It might take more time.
Sometimes when it comes out at a bigger mass, it's a big impact, but then it's gone like after it fizzles. Well, I feel like when it's really coming from your soul, then people gonna feel that, and you forever gonna have an impact.
And they gonna feel good.
They gonna feel good.
Thank you guys first and foremost for having me
here
and being a part of the Mattie B Music Homecoming Tour 2022. For your platform, for your listeners, I would just say be true to yourself. And it sounds selfish to some people, but if you know, you know. You got to be true to yourself first to be your best self to other people outside of you. So be true to yourself first.
That's facts. Again, this is Diggin In The Crates, the hip-hop podcast. You here with Generation.
And Bria.
And Mattie B.
Stay tuned for more for us. Follow all our social media accounts. What's the social media accounts?
My social media account is just Bria Maiden, BriaMaiden.
Mr. Hooker, what's our Instagram?
Hooker and McAdoo.
Hooker and McAdoo on Instagram. We got Twitter?
Nope.
We got
Are you
Twitter.
gonna put yours?
My Instagram is G and Ivy. Did you say your Instagram?
My Instagram is _Mattie_B. That's _MATTIE_B as in boy.
Every record relies jazz, hip hop, rap, everything, rock. It's all in there.
Yeah.
See y'all next week.
Peace.
Get sucked up in the superficial of life,
be
but
careful.
I know it's easy to slip
It is.
real quick. So
And some people, they don't realize how easy it is. You just
Right.
get really caught up in the moment and you're like, wait a minute. But that's all. Just do your research and maybe you get to know a couple people from different places, get in some kind of social networking groups to see and then go from there.
I appreciate
That's
that.
all.
And I'm not opposed to like bouncing around. Like I might go to Atlanta, but I feel like while I'm young, I want to,
Right.
go experience it.
I'm all about the numbers, so if you can be